Hi, this is Sophie from the Holistic Directory, and today we have with us the lovely Alison Brown of Ali's Therapy Academy. Hi, Alison.
Morning, Sophie.
Right, would you like to give our listeners a little bit of an overview of what Ali's Therapy Academy is and what you offer as well as a therapist?
Ali's Therapy Academy was started this year in January. And the idea came of it because I've been running my own therapy business for 12 years, and quite successfully. Certainly one business that I'm happy with. But what I was finding, lots of therapists were coming up to me and asking me, how did I keep going? They used to see my name quite a bit round about West Sussex and certainly around the Worthing and Chichester area. And they wondered how I managed to keep going, how I managed to get clients. And of course, I was helping them quite happily with my suggestions and my thoughts and what I used to do. And then they'd go off and work with it. And it suddenly came to a point last year that I thought that I ought to be doing something more. There seems to be a pull and a call for business help with running a therapy business. The colleges are fantastic and do their best. But the students I seem to see are leaving college fantastic at their gifts, at what they can do, but not actually knowing how to set up and run a business. So that's when I decided, it was virtually like a market research, that I did a one-day workshop last year on running a therapy business. And then after that, I went to my own mentoring group, which I get help from, and put this idea. And within half an hour, Ali's Therapy Academy was formed, and I pulled it together in 2 months then and then launched. I think therapists agree that it's good, it's what they need, it's the help that they're there because it's tailor-made for them. They don't have to go to the corporate seminars, conferences, workshops to learn how to market their business or social media, because like you, we tailor-make it so it's suitable just for them, and they only have to think about the therapies. They don't have to work out the wording for themselves. It's there for them. So that's what I decided to do, and we're nearly a year on now that we've got the academy in place.
And it very much comes across that it's a personal touch and very friendly, because obviously they're working with you direct. So for maybe business owners, I think potentially a lot of holistic businesses that are coming in fresh might feel a little bit nervous about actually going and doing some training and that sort of stuff, and you can obviously give them a little bit more of a personal approach with that. So what are the main benefits of being like going to someone like Ali's Therapy Academy and actually getting the training that way?
Well, what we've got with Ali's Therapy Academy, there's different ways. You can go to the Academy website where there's lots of news and information on there that you can look at, download, or hear or see with little short video clips as well that I do. That just basically just tells you bits, snippets of marketing, social media, business planning. So there's always ways of getting information from the Academy website or from the Facebook page. There's also what I do is call a business review if they want more of a one-to-one. And that is, if they live locally to the area, we can meet up for an hour or so to discuss the business. As long as there's coffee and cake involved, I'm quite happy with that. That we can get together, discuss the business, and we can just go through it and see if there's anything that they're missing or that makes them suddenly realise that they need help with. We can do it that way. Or we can do it by Skype call, which we record the conversation, and then I type up a written review and email and post to them so then they can go through it, just really identifying what their business is doing, whether it needs to look at anything more in depth. So there's the business review. There's also one-to-one mentoring if somebody wants specific help in setting up their Facebook page. We've had that with the business page. So I've got together with people with doing that one, or if they need more help in identifying and putting their business together. So I can do some one-to-one, what they call mentoring or business consulting. But there's also what you can do is actually become a member of the Academy. And that gets you then onto the members area of the website, which then gives them more information than what's just on the ordinary area, gives them more in-depth information, also gives them downloads, which they're entitled to, which then gives them like a template for a business planner, template for posters, flyers, template, also more information such as how you can advertise, the wording you can use. So it gives them more in depth. They're going to get more audios, going to get more videos. They've got online help there with how to mind map. There's also future ones that's coming up through next year. Their members are going to be entitled to free of charge. We'll be able to get a what's coming up is an Alice Therapy Academy journal. But also there's the workshops as well. Members get that at an extra reduced cost. But the workshops are a benefit because, again, we got a certain subject every month, whether it's setting up, whether it's marketing, whether it's dealing with websites, etc., etc. And that, what I'm finding from there, the people who are attending there, is that they like my enthusiasm, that it's the passion comes across more at a workshop. So not only are they getting the benefits, the ideas, the tips and help at a workshop and the knowledge, but it's also they do tend to leave quite happy and excited because my passion rubs off on them, and that's the sort of feedback I keep getting. So there's the benefit of that as well, because it's my 12 years of experience, the mistakes I've gone through and the things that I found that's worked.
Yes, because you're actually still a practicing therapist now. What therapies do you actually offer still now?
Yesterday I had a very long busy day with it was clients all day, so no academy work at all. But what I'm qualified in is Swedish massage, aromatherapy, reflexology, vertical reflexology, hot stone, Thai herbal compress, Indian head, Hopi is, but also, which I use as my toolbox, sports massage, batch flower remedies, and Reiki as well. So there's also counselling, etc., stress management, things like that. That's all part of the toolbox that I use.
Wow, which is quite a few things. So you obviously have first-hand knowledge, which you can obviously then give back to people who are, because you've obviously been in their shoes, and you can not only help because you've done it successfully yourself, but also help from a business perspective. And obviously with all the things that we learn as we go along that you wish you knew when you started up. But are there a few subjects that come up often with some of the people that you work with in terms of the coaching questions or business help? There's obviously going to be a few things that a lot of people are going to struggle with that would ask for help for.
Yes, there seems to be the two main ones, which is people that have just left their training and are wanting to start their business. And I do have a few of those that have become members. And they're finding it's either overwhelm, they're not sure how to plan it. It's all in their head and they're all very buzzy with it. And then it all becomes overwhelmed because they just don't know how to separate each thing and do each thing one at a time. So I'm very much get together with them to help them. And it's mind mapping, where we're forever on about a business plan. Even that seems to be with me too much to try and deal with. So I get them to mind map and get their ideas out on paper. And we work through that one stage at a time. But also then the ones that have been in business for a long while, it's the marketing, it's how to get more clients because they seem to run out of ideas. So that's what I tend to go through quite a bit as well, is how to market the business and how to get more clients.
Okay, so what would be your top tip then for somebody starting out, obviously bearing in mind those two of the things that maybe get going? Obviously we can only cover it in a short little blip here, but what would be your top tip for someone who is starting out as a therapist, and what kind of would be your first port of call for them to do?
What I tend to find is the major thing is this word called implementation. It's getting things done. It doesn't always have to be perfect. Just get something done and get it out there. Whether it's your website, whether it's your business card, whether it's just getting your business out there, get it done and get it going. Yes, your business exists, but you have to let people know that it exists. They won't come and find you. You've got to get out there, implement and get it done.
Fab. So I can thoroughly agree with that, actually, because I obviously see a lot of people that are starting up and doing various bits and pieces, and it is a really important thing, because I think a lot of people get so hooked up on on actually the hows and the wheres and the whys and all of that sort of stuff. Although that is incredibly important, actually sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah, that's it. Because again, I always hear excuses. Oh, I've got to get this done. I've got to get that done. I haven't done this. I haven't done that. Or they have their business and then I'm sorry, but they sit there and they wait for clients to find them. They've got to actually get out there and put themselves out there to get the clients to find them.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, one of those big things is networking. And I know that you run a course on networking, but not your traditional course. It's more of a base and like an introduction to people, because I know a lot of therapists that find the idea of networking quite scary, and you have more experience of that from the perspective you're actually working with. And what is it that you do with that?
Well, with networking, funny enough, I've just done a workshop on Saturday now about networking to try and help explain and get rid of the fears, because the therapy industry do have a fear about networking. I am seeing more and more therapists out there doing that, but a lot of them I talk to, they've got a real fear. I think it's because I don't know whether it's because they don't take themselves seriously, but they fear that the networking, that they're not going to be taken seriously, and we should be there as long as everyone else. And I started my networking 12 years ago, and as if I say, if I hadn't have done that, I don't think I'd still be in business. That's what got me going. I was absolutely terrified of it, absolutely scared stiff, wouldn't say boo to a goose, but I got going with it, and I was networking with the serious suited and booted in those days, because there wasn't that many networking groups about. So my networking was done with the Federation of Small Businesses. So I was very much had them looking at me and glaze over when I used to say what I was doing, that I was a holistic therapist. But I persevered and kept working at it, and a few years later I actually became a chairman of our branch. So I was taken very serious then with the business. But now there's two groups I'm managers of, which is the Mumpreneurs Networking Club, which I'm branch manager for Littlehampton and Arundel District, and I'm also manager of a Great Get Together, which is a very quiet help for therapists in my branch, which helps therapists just general networking, get them through that fear. Where Mumpreneurs, it's a serious networking group, but a real good supportive group. So yes, I'm very much into networking and to getting businesses out there and getting clients to what you want. But then that's my target market. It benefits me. It's where I'm looking for. It's the clients I'm looking for at these networking groups.
Well, as you say, the thing is that nowadays we're very lucky that we've got such a wide choice of the different ones we can go to, and they're definitely a good practice ground to help. Definitely, practice, get your message out there. What do you need to say? How do you need to be saying it to get people to buy? It's a good way of practicing.
well, this is it. I mean, this is the one thing. And again, I've learned over the years. I've stood there with my pitch, as they call it, and it always sounded, just wasn't interesting. I never had much of a punch, and I've been practicing with it, and I've been trying with it and trying different things over the years. And it's only just the other month I went to a ladies' conference, and the woman there went through about networking, and she taught this most perfect pitch, which was the best thing I've heard, and that's what I was putting out on Saturday. And it's one that anybody can use, and it's made such a difference. And once you've got the confidence of what to say, that helps them with networking. Once you're comfortable and confident with what you're going to say about it, it makes all the difference.
Yes, and of course it applies in general business, because you can nail it in your networking, but networking is marketing. It's just a different way of approaching it, and you can then use it in so many different ways. So absolutely agree with you on that one. Networking is fantastic.
Yeah, another one of those pillars. It's, again, it's not one of the only ones. It should be one of your marketing pillars that you do, one of the different ways of getting people to see who you are.
So how do people get in touch with you then if they want to know more about the academy, and obviously networking help and website help, social media, all the amazing things that you do, and obviously even if they want to come and have a treatment? But obviously from this interview we've focused a lot on the academy and on the importance of obviously coaching for business, and how helpful it can be if you're feeling stuck, sometimes you just need that nudge. And if they need that nudge, where do they go?
Well, yes, certainly. For the nudge, for the kick up the whatever, for the motivation, have a look at www.alistherapyacademy.co.uk. But there's also Ali's Therapy Academy Facebook page. You can get lots of information from there. Also, you can get in touch with me just by contacting Ali at alistherapyacademy.co.uk as well. There's different ways to find me, and I'm on Twitter, so I'm out there, out and about. So come and stalk me.
Yeah, you're walking your talk.
Yes.
Which is really important. So fantastic. We've got a nice few little tips there. Obviously, it's a short little interview just to get a little bit of an insight into what the Academy does and a little bit about you. But I'm sure we will hear more from you very soon and do another little interview with some more tips that people can take away for themselves.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Sophie. That's very kind of you. Thank you.